You're looking at the most expensive appliance in your kitchen, and right now there's a layer of dirt on it that is costing you real money every single month. Pull your refrigerator away from the wall. Look at the black metal coils on the back or underneath. If they are covered in dust and pet hair, and they almost certainly are, your compressor is running up to 30% longer than it needs to every cycle. The Department of Energy measured this. Dirty condenser coils increase compressor energy consumption by up to 30%. And over 90% of residential refrigerator coils are running dirty right now. A coil brush costs $4. 5 minutes of vacuuming drops your power draw immediately. But that is the easy one. Your refrigerator has 4 more hidden problems costing you even more, and one of them could destroy $200 of food the next time the power goes out. The second problem is invisible and it never stops stealing. Your refrigerator door has a rubber gasket running all the way around it, the only thing between your cold air and your warm kitchen. When it fails, your compressor runs more often, your food spoils faster at the front of the shelves, and you never see the cause. The test takes 10 seconds. Close the door on a dollar bill so it is half in and half out. Pull. If the bill slides with no resistance, cold air is leaking. Test every inch. If you find a weak spot, wipe the gasket and metal frame with warm soapy water first. A thin film of grime is often the only thing breaking the seal. If that does not fix it, a replacement gasket costs $12 to $20 and snaps into the existing channel with no tools. A leaking seal adds $5 to $10 a month to your bill. Over a year, $60 to $120 silently wasted. Your refrigerator has a secret that sounds impossible. Buried inside the freezer compartment, wrapped around the evaporator coils that do the actual cooling, there's a heating element, a heater, inside your refrigerator. It draws between 350 and 500 watts every time it fires, roughly the same power as the compressor. It is called the defrost heater, and every modern frost-free refrigerator activates it automatically every 8 to 12 hours. The compressor shuts off, the fan shuts off, and for 20 to 40 minutes, that heating element melts the frost off the evaporator coils, so air can flow freely again. A bimetal thermostat monitors the coil temperature and cuts the heater power once the frost is gone. If that thermostat fails, a thermal fuse burns out permanently to prevent the heater from running unchecked and starting a fire. Once the fuse blows, frost builds, air stops circulating, your freezer thaws while your refrigerator runs constantly trying to compensate. This cascade, defrost failure leading to a warm freezer and a huge electricity spike, is one of the 3 most common refrigerator service calls in North America. The part costs $15 to $30. The repair takes 20 minutes with a screwdriver and a multimeter. The service call costs $300. A manual defrost refrigerator, one with no heater at all, uses roughly 40% less electricity than a frost-free model of the same size. The convenience of never chipping ice comes with a permanent energy tax. Old refrigerators did not have defrost heaters. They were manual. Inconvenient, but they never secretly burned hundreds of watts to fight their own design. If your refrigerator runs non-stop and the freezer feels warm while the back wall is cold, unplug it for 2 hours. If it works normally for a few days, then fails again, your defrost heater, thermostat, or fuse has failed. You now know the diagnosis before the technician walks in. Stay with me, because the 4th problem is the one that decides whether your food survives a blackout or rots. The FDA says your refrigerator keeps food safe for 4 hours during a power outage. 4 hours. After that, perishable food enters the danger zone above 40 degrees and needs to be thrown out. The average household loses between $100 and $200 of food after an extended outage. But your refrigerator has a hidden thermal battery inside it already, and you can charge it for free. The trick is thermal mass. Every cold object inside your fridge acts as a heat sink, absorbing warmth and slowing the temperature rise when the compressor stops. An empty refrigerator heats up fast. A full one stays cold for hours longer. Fill every empty shelf with sealed water bottles. 2-liter soda bottles work perfectly. When the compressor runs, it freezes them solid. When the power dies, those blocks act like ice packs, keeping the interior below 40 degrees for 6 to 8 hours instead of 4. Engineers who tested this found a loaded refrigerator stays safe nearly twice as long. The water bottles cost nothing. The food you save is worth hundreds. Keep your freezer full too. The USDA says a full freezer holds temperature for 48 hours during an outage, a half-empty one only 24. There's one more piece that changes the math entirely. If you want your refrigerator to survive a multi-day blackout, the number you need is the difference between compressor surge wattage and running wattage. When the compressor kicks on, it draws a surge of roughly 1,000 to 1,200 watts for a fraction of a second. Once running, it only uses about 150 to 250 watts. A small 600 watt-hour power station cannot handle that startup surge. You need an inverter rated for at least 1500 watt surge capacity. But once running, the draw is surprisingly low, about 400 to 600 watt hours per day. A 1000 watt hour portable power station can run your refrigerator for roughly 20 to 24 hours, cycling on and off. Let the fridge warm up a few degrees before connecting the battery so the compressor starts under lighter thermal load. And every frozen water bottle buys you extra runtime because the compressor cycles less often when the interior is already stable. The battery works less, the food lasts longer, it compounds. One final thing your refrigerator is hiding: why old refrigerators lasted decades and new ones sometimes die in 5 years. The answer is insulation thickness. Refrigerators built in the 70s and 80s used thick walls packed with dense polyurethane foam, sometimes 2 inches or more, with an R value of about 7 per inch. The compressor ran less often because the cold stayed inside. Modern refrigerators maximize interior volume on the same footprint, so the walls got thinner. Whirlpool just announced SlimTech vacuum insulation panels to recover the lost efficiency. A vacuum panel has 5 to 8 times the thermal resistance of foam at the same thickness. They are marketing it as innovation. It is really a correction. The old thick walls were better at holding cold. If you have an older refrigerator still running, do not assume it is wasting electricity. Its thick insulation might actually save you money because the compressor runs less often than a thin-walled modern unit in the same conditions. Dirty coils, 30% harder, and $4.05 fixes it. Leaking gasket? A dollar bill tells you in 10 seconds. A heater inside your refrigerator costing you 40% more than a manual defrost model. An empty fridge that is a blackout liability. Free water bottles, double your safe window. And a backup plan that needs to account for surge wattage, not just running wattage. None of this is in the manual. None of it requires a technician. If you are going to check your coils after this, hit the like button and share this with someone whose fridge is humming louder than it should. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.